So I'm starting off by combing out my brows just to see where all the sparse areas are that I need to fill in. Once I determine where the sparse areas are, I use my Sephora collection eyebrow pencil in chocolate and lightly fill in any areas that I think I need hair in. And I don't use too much product because I already have pretty thick brows and I don't want them to be too thick and too big. Then I go in with my Too Faced Honey Born This Way concealer to carve out my eyebrow. So I'm really focusing the concealer on the arch of my brow because this is the highest point of my brow. And when you put a lighter color here, it really gives your eyebrows and your whole face a lift. I use a small angle brush to pull down the concealer as I'm going to be using this concealer as the eyeshadow base for my eyeshadow application. And then I use this blending brush to blend and smooth out the eyeshadow, making sure that there's no harsh lines and everything is smooth and seamlessly blended. You also want to ensure when you're using the concealer as a base that you place enough concealer on your eyelids because you do want an even application. You don't want anything to be patchy and you want to be able to blend all of your eyeshadows seamlessly. So I've gone ahead, I placed the concealer on, and now I'm setting the concealer with a white eyeshadow. You can use a white eyeshadow or a light colored eyeshadow that is close to the color of the base that you are using. The setting your concealer with an eyeshadow helps to keep it in place and helps with blending the eyeshadow colors that you're going to be placing on top, especially when you're working with vibrant colors. Setting the eyeshadow also helps with ensuring that your eyeshadows don't skip on the eyelid or look patchy. So I'm using a Morphe palette. I'm gonna have it in the description below as I don't have it in front of me at the moment. I'm using two orange shades, one lighter and one a deeper reddish. It's like a reddish orange, and I'm really focusing them in my crease. So I'm blending the orange shades in circular motions. It looks like I'm swiping back and forth, but you want to avoid swiping back and forth and you want to go in circular motions. And I just continuously saturate my crease with the color because I don't want it to get lost in all the other colors that I'll be applying. Unfortunately, I did not realize that my camera had died and I went in with a darker brown in the outer corner. I did the exact same thing where I blended it in circular motions and pulled it out just to really elongate the shape of my eyes. And I'm going in with the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Liquid Metals. I will have the name listed below, but I absolutely love these pigments. They are super pigmented, saturated with color. They have texture and dimension, and you only need them. You don't even need to add another eyeshadow on top if you don't want to. And that's what I was really testing out today because I got this pigment a few months ago and I never was able to try it. But I wanted to see how it wore on its own, and honestly, I can say it's a 10 out of 10. I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush to tap it onto my lid, and you want to ensure that you apply it in layers. You don't want to apply too much, but you want to apply it just little by little so that you can really build it up and you can have a very smooth eyelid. And then I added the concealer under my eye as a base for this beautiful vibrant purple eyeshadow shade from the Juvia's Place Wahala palette. It's like a fuchsia purple with sparkles in it, and I really wanted it to pop. I'm using a small angled eyeshadow brush just to apply it. And I'm applying with small tapping motions while swiping it outward towards the outer corner of my eye. And then I'm going in with my Skin Tint from Hourglass in shade number 16 using my Real Techniques brush. And I just wanted a very light base because it is summertime. I didn't want anything too heavy. And honestly, I've been loving this skin tint. Like, I usually don't like skin tints, but these days the skin tints for our skin tone, they're eating. And this one, absolutely, this matches my tone very well. It matches my undertone, and you can see I'm getting like a nice even base, and it gives a nice dewy, radiant finish. It's not too dewy, but it's not too matte, which I personally love. And if you find that it's too shiny or too dewy for you, you can easily just use some translucent powder or pressed powder to take away any unwanted shine. And please don't mind, I will be making this face throughout the video because I like to really stretch out my face so that no product is being distributed into any like creases or anything. I find that by stretching my face and making this funny makeup face, I'm able to prevent creasing. I mean, you're gonna crease because of course you're using liquid, but doing these stretches on my face has helped me to minimize any creasing. And for my concealer, I went in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Honey. Now, the concealer was definitely way too light, so I took my NARS concealer in Amande and I put a little bit of that on top. I did want a bright highlight, but I did not realize how bright it was. It was way too bright, so I had to definitely tone that down. And the secret to a perfect under eye is to let the concealer dry down a little bit. So wait 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, no, I would say wait between 1 to 5 minutes, depending on the concealer, because some concealers are very creamy and some are a little bit, they dry pretty fast. So wait 1 to 5 minutes, okay, before you blend out right under the eye. So what I always do is I blend out the edge first. So when I say the edge, I mean the point where the concealer and my cheekbone meet. So I always blend that out first, and then I blend right under the eye after that 1 to 5 minute mark. And when you let the concealer dry down a bit, you will notice you will get less creasing and the concealer stays put. That's what I've noticed. Like, it won't budge. And another tip for a great flawless face is to ensure that you really blend out that concealer properly. Make sure there's no harsh lines. Make sure there's no obvious lines of where the concealer begins and where it ends. So again, with my funny makeup face, I'm applying the Laura Mercier translucent powder over my concealer to set it. And then I go in with this Hourglass Veil setting spray just to melt everything before I go in with setting my entire face with some powder. I really blended everything out properly, and I obviously sped up the video, but guys, I spent time blending this out because, again, like I said, the concealer was much lighter and I just needed to make sure everything is seamless. But everything will come together, especially once you get bronzer and blush on. It's not gonna look so bright. With a large powder brush, I am applying bronzer all over my face to really warm up my skin and bring back some of that color back into my face. And then I'm going ahead and doing my lip before I finish my face off. And I'm lining my lips with the Morphe TrendSetter lip liner. It's like a chocolate brown, really nice dew for chestnut lip pencil by MAC. And I'm just lining my lip, and I do a little line in the middle that gives a really nice fullness to the lip. I do overline my lips. I know my lips are already big, but I like that overlined, very full look. And I'm using a lipstick by Makeup by Mario and then a lip gloss on top of that. And I really like to layer my lip products because I love when my lips look super full and super juicy. So I'm taking my powder foundation that I used to set all over my face with to contour the bridge of my nose. And it's a very light contour, nothing too heavy, as I really wanted the focus to be on my eyes today. To finish my lip, I go back in with the TrendSetter lip pencil just to add a little bit more definition around my lip. And I finish off with the Fenty Glow Heat Lip Gloss. It's a plumping lip gloss that really makes my lips look double juicy. Okay. And I'm going in with this blush. I believe it's by MAC. And again, as I said earlier, I will have everything listed below. But you can see how everything, or the look, has come together. The under eye is bright, but it's not too bright because the blush and the bronzer have nicely blended in with that bright under eye. And it has just made everything look, everything just looks seamless. Everything is melting. Everything is just looking the way I need it to look. So I go in one more time with the Hourglass Veil Setting Spray just to ensure everything is melted and that my makeup is flawless and seamless. And I really love it because it gives like a nice dewy finish, but not too wet looking. And then I'm just adding a little bit of highlighter. I'm using a House Labs highlighter. I'm applying the highlighter at the outer edge of my eye, and I just wanted to add some dimension and just something different to the look. As you can see, it just looks amazing. So I take my powder puff with a little bit of translucent powder just to take away any shine where I felt like it wasn't needed. And that was primarily around my mouth area and on my under eye. So I go in with some Inglot gel eyeliner just to tightline my eyes, so when I apply my lashes, they are nicely camouflaged. I do apply my lashes off camera. But this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you were able to take some tips and some tricks from this video as well. Please comment below. Let me know what else you guys want to see, what other things you want me to explain. Just comment your views on this video. It definitely helps my channel, and please make sure that you like and subscribe as well, as it helps my channel move up on the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you guys.